I don't know why my birth scene is always remembered as a horror movie. Maybe it was the fact that just 2 months earlier, Flight 447 crashed, killing the entire crew and the passengers. Or maybe it was because 2,000 years earlier, Mount Vesuvius exploded, destroying Pompeii, Herculaneum, and a considerable chunk of Naples. I was not a loud child. In fact, I was rather quiet, usually figuring out the world. Who cared if I was hungry or tired when there was a perfectly good outlet to plug myself into? In my mind, if it could be done, it should be done, and there was no stopping me. If I wanted to take apart a toy, then my full wrath would be released on it in the form of a childproof screwdriver and a pair of scissors. In fact, my component store to this day is mostly full of toys that I took apart when I was 5 years old. I also remember preschool, and even the years before. I remember losing an old teddy bear in a hotel bed, and would not leave until my cousin and I found that infernal teddy bear. Once we found it, 30 minutes later, our parents were finally able to drag us out of the bed and into a boat that took us God knows where. In fact, I don't even know if it took us anywhere. I remember getting on at the hotel and getting off at the hotel. I had other childhood memories, like the time I killed an RC car just to see how much it could take. About 5 throws and 2 good swings with a baseball bat. I have a surprisingly small amount of family stories about my childhood, aside from the bird perching on my bed and my ever so famous, if not slightly humiliating, statement at the dinner table, "I have to go poop." But there's one that I think that no one but I remember, and that's a real shocker as it cost my parents a lot of money. It was the fake sickness that managed to pull me into the doctor's office, which was the whole reason for the sickness in the first place. For some reason, I loved the doctor. He was probably one of my favorite places to visit. I just was sad that every time I went there, I seemed to be either sick or in excruciating pain. So I decided to change that. I invented a new sickness, doctor's visitis, which caused pain in my
stomach, ears, small, and feet.
Looking back on it, I'm not sure how I even got into the doctor's office in the first place, with a description like that and a performance that would make any acting instructor throw in their script and quit their job. I don't even bother to act sick once I'm at the doctor's office. I was just so happy that I gave up any performance I might have had, and opted for downright joyful bouncing up and down in my seat, swinging my feet and looking like someone who forgot that they were supposed to be sick and were just happy to be alive. Of course, all good things must come to an end. Cue elementary school, a place that I would now give anything to go back to. Aside from the fact that the work was easy and the recess was actually a noticeable chunk of the day, the teachers somehow tolerated me with some dignity. It was where I went for more than 5 years of my life. But, in the immortal words of Douglas Adams, if you hate the universe, there is a pretty good chance the universe hates you and will quickly release you of all good things. So having cleared elementary school, I was faced with an even bigger challenge. Middle school. It was not the teachers or the bullying or even the kids, although they did sometimes drive me up the wall. It was the information. Everything was woefully inaccurate, and the textbooks were biased to say the least. I did manage to make a few new friends in middle school, but inevitably I would end up with the same group of misfits. I always did. The kids who were too nerdy to be normal and too normal to be nerds. In fact, I was so much of a tinkerer that in class I could usually be found taking apart a pen. And, as we all know, where there are nerds, there are usually odd and sometimes extravagant places where they hang out. Enter the Nerd Lounge. A room for all of my shenanigans to happen to the best of their ability, full of things like 3D printers, antiques, and little robots doing God knows what. It is essentially Nerd Central City for me and my friends to do various experiments, and to nerd out on some stuff that we would inevitably find in the mess that we were previously unaware of.
Work, right? You just found it like really cheap.
Yeah, the motor works, but I don't think the light does.
Is that all the switch moves? Because it looks like it can keep moving.
I don't...
Well, I think you might be wrong on it not working. And if this is as old as you say for the price it was, you just got an insanely, stupidly good deal.
Yeah.
Jeez. That's
Whoa,
awesome.
look in there!
Oh yeah, I know I looked at it a second ago, but it's still amazing.
In the Nerd Lounge, there are a lot of shenanigans. A word that in this case means the act of lasering, processing, engineering, and just generally blowing stuff up. A great example of one moment that involves all of these was probably the most chaotic of all events ever to take place in Missoula.
Yeah, I'm at the lounge. Yeah, be here quick.
Incredible. Something so small have the potential to cause so much damage.
Yes, sir.
Turn off the lights.
Right away, sir.
3, 2, 1, fire!
Amazing, sir.
Is it working?
It appears so.
Is it burning any holes?
Slightly.
Kincaid, it appears to be...
Oh, how I wish that that's actually what happened. The reality was much less impressive.
We really need some more space in here. It's dying.
The laser sat there doing nothing and proceeded to do nothing until it died. I just stared at the wood, which was not influenced in the slightest.
99 lasers and wood on the wall, 99 lasers and wood. Take one down, fire it around, 98 lasers of wood on the wall.
That was the first of many attempts. Eventually I got it to burn a lethal-looking hole in the wood and called it good. But I was sort of disappointed that I would no longer be able to aim the lasers at people anymore. It was great fun to see them tense up and then realize that I'd just pulled their leg and shot them with a really bright cat laser. I've done a lot of plays, whether it's Aristocats...
Who am I? Who am I? Cats!
Legally Blonde... or Pirates...
It's like a marathon.
I have done a lot of acting, but I think that the high point in my acting career was when I started doing movies. My first time being involved with a movie was Cuisine de l'Apocalypse as an extra, or as the background manager referred to me as, the vampire zombie werewolf real estate agent slayer. In other words, my job was to look like I killed unholy beings for a living. More than a year later, I started making parody songs like Old Town Road Montana style.
Riding on a tractor, might be getting fatter. I ate all the Cheetos on my dinner platter.
Or I'm Still Eatin', or Wendy's, the Thriller parody. I then started to make my own movies, like Hindenburg the Movie and The Unspoken. These were often of surprisingly high quality for their small budget of $10 and had some amazing VFX for what an iPhone could do, although the actors could be a bit chaotic.
You're freaking me out!
I also started offering my acting services to movie companies like 99 Productions. Of course, what is a good story about the past and present without a good story of the future? And to see the future, you need a time machine, as anyone will tell you.
So, being the nerd I am, I built one. Introducing the Mini Power 2-star Mostly Trustworthy Time Machine. A device capable of sending me back in time. Or at least doing its best not to kill me in the process. Now, just need to plug it in. Ow. With just a little crank of the dial. Welcome to Space-Time Airlines. We would like to thank you for choosing to fly with us. Before you arrive, please arrange yourself into a standing position.
What the?
Cannot be garbage boy. How do I turn this around? It was then that I realized the shirt I was wearing in the future was for the Montana Film Festival, though judging by my future that hadn't gone too well for me. So I decided to change things immediately. I would make a better film, one that would succeed. Spent months working on the screenplay, and in that time, I reinvented my time travel technology so that it would be more efficient. And then finally, the day arrived to travel back into the future and see what I'd done. Hello, Dave. You are looking well today. Again, Hal. It's not my name. Do you know it? Oh, do I? Yes. Yes, you do. What is your name, Dave? It's Kincaid. Okay. Whatever you say, Dave. Okay. Open the time portal, Hal. Hal, open the time portal. Please? I am sorry, Dave. I cannot do that for you. Okay, I'll do it myself. Oops.
I'd done it. I changed my future. And if you try hard enough, maybe, just maybe, you could too. Because the moral of the story, the message that life is trying to give you, is that inside all of us, there is a dream that's just waiting to come out. A history waiting to be found. A life movie just waiting to be watched. And if you look hard enough, it may just show itself.
Now to add just the right amount of carbon dioxide nitrate positive. There we go. I'm going to take some of the negative. Just the right amount. I mean, after all, I'm the smartest guy here, and I'm the only one who can memorize how to do this properly. I'm also the only smart one here, so I know what I'm doing. And let's not forget that I can remember everything that I do. I remember the exact recipe, how to properly do this. I can do everything smartly, including... Well, I don't think that's what was supposed to happen.